Today, we are going to talk about fitness challenges, specifically either a 28-day or a 42-day, although I prefer the 42. And the reason that is because when you do something for 6 weeks in a row, 7 days a week, you have a higher probability of success. You also have behavior change, habit change over that amount of time. You can do it for 28 days. You can do that, bust down 4 weeks and see what happens. I prefer to go longer. And the reason that is for what I just said, you're going to be in a better position to succeed over the long run because you're going to have some psychology behind you committing to something for 42 days. But there's 3 types of challenges that I think that we should shine a light on today. And one of those is the dead hang, right? The dead hang from a pull-up bar. Most of us can't do pull-ups. Most of us can't even sit with our shoulders back. Shoulder health is ridiculously terrible these days because of the amount of time that we're sedentary, that we're on the computer, that we're or we're on our phone, or we're hunched over. And so I think that having a challenge, a 42-day challenge around consistently measuring what it looks like to hang from a pull-up bar would be something that overall would improve your health, and it would take literally not that long because most people can't even hold on the pull-up bar for 30 seconds. So if you're to tell me that that's impossible for you to do, like a pull-up bar dead hang challenge for 42 days, I would say why? Because time, it's very easy. Barrier to entry would just be having a pull-up bar, having access to a pull-up bar that you could go at some point in the day every day. I like to do it at home if I'm going to do something like this, so I don't have to drive to the gym or run to the gym or get to the gym to do this. But you can buy a $15 pull-up bar on Amazon and throw it up in between your door frame and then take it down when you're not using it. And it's very easy to do and something that I would definitely recommend there. Then the number 2 here, right, is going to be some sort of calisthenics. Right, and I'm gonna kind of roll through all 3 of these, and then we'll go back and talk about how you can actually measure these things day over day, week over week. But second thing would be, either planking or looking at sit-ups, push-ups, looking at air squats, looking at lunges, some sort of calisthenics. Why? Because also you don't need any access to equipment. You don't need any access to anything but your body and a will to win. So that would be number 2. Number 1, pull-up bar. Number 2, hanging from a pull-up bar. Number 2, some sort of calisthenics, right? And then number 3 would be just a step challenge because, again, due to our sedentary nature, us sitting at desk, us not walking around, us being attached to screens, we get very little steps. All-cause mortality goes significantly down if we're more active. Now, that doesn't mean that you got to go to the CrossFit Games. It doesn't mean that you got to go throw weight over your head. It doesn't mean that you got to be a strongman. It does mean that you got to move that ass. And most of us don't move that ass. So my recommendation here would be to maybe pick 1 or 2 of these types of fitness challenges right here and implement them over the next 28 days or 42 days. I would go 42. For reasons that we've already explained. But how you're going to measure this? Well, first and foremost, you're going to just record, right? You're going to record 1 day of implementation of this just to the max. Now this looks a little bit different because on the pull-up bar, you're just going to record the max time that you can hang onto a pull-up bar. Okay. On the planking, max plank hold, right? On the push-ups, the sit-ups, the air squats, or the lunges, or a combination of all of them, just your max that you can do unbroken in a row. That's what I would say, right? Without resting. And then on the step count, just record what your daily steps are, right? And so once you have a measure, a metric, once you have something that is baseline, what we would consider like the starting point or observation period, then we can start to formulate a plan to look at day over day. Now, hanging on the pull-up bar, like I said, it's extremely difficult to even hang for 30 seconds if you're not used to hanging. So with both hands on. And so with that, my recommendation would be to go max dead hang, right? Find a time that you can do that, right? Set a timer, boom, boom, baklat, right? Record that time, then back that off 10 seconds, right? And then intentionally try to hang 10 seconds less than what your max is for the next 6 days, every single day, just one time. Right? Just one time. And then on the 7th day, so come the next day, you're going to then max again, right? And this is just for the pull-up bar specifically. Don't do this on push-ups because you're going to end up tiring yourself out a ton. But then retest, and then week over week, back off your new max by 10 seconds and hang for that amount of time. And do that every single day for 28 days or 42 days, right? 4 weeks or 6 weeks. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. At 6 weeks of hanging like that, you would not believe how much improvement you're going to have sleep-wise, how much improvement you're going to have posture-wise, how much improvement you're going to have in overall just aches and pains, and how much more fluid you're going to be in the gym if you have anything where you're going shoulder to overhead. The second thing here would be the planking, the push-ups, the sit-ups, the air squats, the lunges. And if you're on a plank, same kind of thing. Timing, like the pull-up bar, same exact thing. But for all of those other exercises, what I want you to look at is finding a number that, yeah, you're going to want to max out for one set and kind of see where you're at, and then work that back, right? And try to hit maybe 10 to 30 off that max daily, unbroken. And if you're really got that dog in you, you can increase to 2 or 3 sets of that. So like, let's say your max was 50, right? Maybe breaking down and doing sets of 25, or doing 2 to 3 max sets, right, throughout the day. So 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and 1 in the evening, and doing that intentionally, making sure to mobilize after, right? But doing that intentionally so that you can work that over and over. Now, on a 28-day, I would retest at week 2, and then retest at week 4. On a 42-day, I would retest at week 3, and I would retest on week 6. So that's how I would do that for any kind of calisthenics or the planking. And the step challenge is literally just based on the science, right? You don't need to hit 10,000 steps every single day. You can, right? It's not going to hurt you to do that, right? But where I would put you if you were a client of mine is that I'd get you in a position where we are walking between 7 and 12. So if you can walk 7,000 steps, I'm Gucci with that, right? If you can walk 12, if you want to set a goal that's going to be a little bit difficult to hit, but you're still going to go out there and get after it, that would be something that I would want you to do. The recommendation would not be that you set a goal of like 30,000 steps a day while you work 2 full-time jobs and you're a full-time mom. Probably not a good idea. That's just going to wreck your mindset. But finding a step count 7,000 or above that you can hit every single day, or you're going to strive to hit every single day, and then making the time for it. And with all of these, you can split it up different times in the day that you're completing these. You can be in a position where you have, hey, at this time in the day I do this, or with the steps specifically, right? Because it's way more volume of work, right? But lower intensity. You could split those up. How I like to split up my steps is either beginning of the day and end of the day, or beginning, middle, and end, or post-workout, right? Or the top 5 to 10 minutes on the top of every hour, right? Walking, that 5 to 10 minutes. And you do that 8 or 9 times, and you'll hit the steps that you need to hit anyways. So that would be where I would go with all 3 of those challenges, all 3 of those types of challenges. The biggest thing that I could recommend with any challenge that you're going to do fitness-wise, though, is that it's something that you have a deeper why with. It's something that you have a reason behind. It's not like I'm just going to do this willy-nilly because it sounds cool, right? 75 hard is a challenge that a lot of people jump into, but a lot of people don't finish, and then they judge themselves when they don't finish, but they never had a why in the first place, so it makes sense that they wouldn't finish. I would strongly recommend that you have a why. You have a reason behind it, or you have a deficit in your life that you're trying to fix by doing something like this, and then you're intentional about it, right? Intention matters. And so I hope this is helpful. A little right under 10 minutes. Hope you are living pretty in Music City, wherever you are, not just you Nashvillians. And see you next time. Peace.